What's up guys, Readiness Rations here with you again, and today we're going to be checking out a US military ration. However, this is not an MRE. This is a Food Packet Long Range Patrol, or LRP for short. The LRP is issued as a replacement for an MRE. As the name suggests, these are for long range patrols, or the kind of mission where you really don't want to be lugging around the far heavier meal ready to eat. This particular LRP was packaged in 1998, and the 1998 packaged LRPs are considered to be one of the absolute best military rations the United States has ever produced. This video would have not been possible without CT, Canadian Trucker, sending me this ration for review. So I want to say a big thank you to him. CT is a fantastic ration reviewer himself, one of my personal favorites. So I will have CT's channel linked down in the description if you want to check that out. Don't forget to give this video a thumbs up if you like seeing these military ration reviews on YouTube, and subscribe to the channel to catch all of my future videos. Now let's take this 1998 LRP over to the desk and check it out. The Food Packet Long Range Patrol is the longest serving ration in the US military. These first began being used in the early 1960s in Vietnam, and they remain in use to this very day. As I stated before, the LRP is designed to be used in weight critical situations. So I have a digital scale here, and the LRP is coming in at 453 grams. That's with the bag and all. I have a US MRE from around the same time period. This is a chicken tetrazzini, and the MRE is coming in at 652 grams, making it about 200 grams heavier than the LRP. Compared side by side, the MRE is also slightly larger than the LRP is. This specific LRP is menu number 5, lasagna with meat, packed by the Warden Company in McAllen, Texas. Let's open this up and see what it contains. The outside bag is virtually identical to an MRE bag in material. First thing in there is an accessory package, packed the 341st day of 1998. An MRE spoon. Big score on this. 2 iced tea drink mixes with lemon. I love these. A 1.5 ounce package of peanut butter. A pack of crackers. A bran flake bar packed by Sterling Foods in San Antonio, Texas. Bran flakes cereal bar may be crumbled and rehydrated with a small amount of water. And this is how they're going about getting that weight savings. This is not a retort pouch. It is a freeze-dried main entree packed by Oregon Freeze Dried, which is of course Mountain House. Lasagna with meat and sauce, cooked, dehydrated. It says it's dehydrated, but it is in fact freeze dried. The freeze drying process removes virtually all the moisture from the food product, causing it to have an extremely good shelf life, virtually lasting forever, and making it very light and portable. Let's take a closer look at this accessory package. The inside of the accessory package has a very musty smell to it. In that we have 2 Lighthouse toilet papers. The reason that they provide 2 is that the LRP is not really meant to be just a single meal like an MRE. It's supposed to be high speed, low drag, and provide substance to a soldier for a period longer than 8 hours. We have a green pack of MRE matches with white tips. A cream substitute dry non-dairy, 4 grams. A red pack, Taster's Choice Original Blend freeze-dried coffee, 4 grams of iodized salt, 4 grams of sugar, and a 2-pack of spearmint chewing gum. And with that, I think we are about ready to get this plated up. Let's open up this main first. They do put a little tear notch on there, so we'll tear that. Really nice vacuum on that still. Double packed, sort of an orange greasiness. Triple bagged actually, and I believe the reason for that is in case you wanted to make 2 individual meals out of this, you can. These are very messy at opening because they're not really sealed, they're just sort of folded over. But there is our freeze-dried lasagna. It looks very bright and fresh, smells pretty good. I don't ever recall trying a dry freeze-dried noodle. Let's give that a little taste. Wow, that is crisp. Has a very light, almost styrofoam-like bite to it, but quickly becomes very chewy when introduced to the moisture of your mouth. I already know this is gonna be a very tasty menu because the powder that's on that is really nice. There's a little freeze-dried tomato, it looks like. Oh yeah, super crisp. Sweet. I'm getting excited now. So I'm gonna do this all in one big meal. So a soldier might only be issued one of these in an entire 24-hour period, or you might have one out on a long day of maneuvers and come back and eat hot chow in the evening. I can tell right now that that portion is gonna be pretty ridiculous. The directions call to add 12 to 14 ounces of hot water to the mixing bag, stir, and wait approximately 5 minutes. It also says the hot water may be added in stages to keep food hot. It said 12 to 14, so I went with 13 ounces of water that was just boiling. And I'm gonna go ahead and add all of this and give it a good stir. It's a lot easier to get into the corners of these big open LRP bags than it is your standard Mountain House pouch. Oh man, that smells so good. It's a little bit stringy where there was some cheese in there, and it is wafting this awesome, meaty, cheesy, savory tomato aroma. I think this is gonna be one of the best ration meals that I've had in a very long time, possibly ever. Super, super excited about this one. They tape these little cardboard pieces to the bottom of the pouch, which can be removed. And with a little twist to the bag, you can actually use this as a device to close everything off and keep the heat in. So we'll let that sit for the directed 5 minutes. Let's take a look at our Taster's Choice. These red bags of Taster's Choice very rarely survive, and this one doesn't appear to be an exception to that rule. It is white and fuzzy and moldy, so unfortunately we will not be having a coffee. Luckily, that's about the only thing in these 1998s that tends to go bad. I guess we'll do our iced tea drink mix. They included 2. We're only going to prepare 1. The powder is brown and granular. The package is a foil-lined plastic. It has an instant tea kind of smell to it, but no lemon can be detected from smelling. A little bit dusty. This whole container is only 60 calories and has 15 grams of sugar. To that, we are to add 8 ounces of water, so about half of this bottle. This has actual real sugar in it, so sometimes it's a little difficult to stir up, especially in cold water like I just used. I've said it before, but these iced tea drink mixes is one of the items I wish they would bring back to MREs. I really enjoy this drink mix, although it does get mixed reviews. Some people can't stand this stuff. Moving on over to the crackers. Awesome vacuum. These look nice and toasty. Yeah, very golden in color. A little bit cracked, but not too badly broken up. That smells awesome. The ideal MRE cracker. Let's get a little taste. Crunchy, toasty, a timeless classic in my opinion. I love MRE crackers. There's the slightest background taste of plastic with these though. That's not something that you commonly run into. The freshness is on point. They have the perfect crunch. On the front end, they taste absolutely perfect. They have this sort of background taste that's a little bit chemical-like, but nothing that will stop me from eating them, that's for sure. And now our bran flakes bar that appeared to be vacuum packed, but I didn't hear any kind of hiss or ingress of air of any kind. Check that thing out. Smells pretty good. Exactly as the name suggests, bran flakes. That's what it smells like a very plain cereal product. And let's slit open this peanut butter. I didn't need this like I probably should have, so it may be a little bit separated. Now it's actually looking like it's not even separated. That's pretty amazing. That even being from 1998, this peanut butter looks as new as the day it was packaged. Creamy, smooth, absolutely perfect. I have a little bit on the back of the spoon there, so let's give it a taste. And the taste is just as perfect as the appearance. Nutty, slightly salty, slightly sweet, creamy, and delicious. I guess we'll go ahead and try the two together. Oh yeah, can never go wrong with that, unless of course you have a peanut allergy. The peanut butter does a pretty good job of covering up that chemical flavor I was getting from the crackers, and the crunch, along with the creamy, is just so great. But of course it is a mild choking hazard, so we'll get a sip of our tea to wash that down. Oh yeah, that tea is so good. You know, I was only gonna do one of those teas, but I can't resist. I'm gonna have to prepare the other one too. It's sweet, not really tart, but has a lemon flavor. The flavor of the tea itself is very similar to any kind of instant tea you may encounter, like some instant Lipton or anything that you buy that's pre-mixed. I have my second pouch of that, and the rest of this water bottle. Now I have a proper full glass of tea that I can take my time in enjoying. Now, I'm not complaining about them putting two of the same drink mixes in there, but if you so happen to be a soldier that didn't like the iced tea drink mix, it would have been a lot nicer if they put something else instead of two of the same thing. The main here has had more than 5 minutes at this point, so let's get it out onto the tray. Oh yeah. Looks very thick, massive portion. The main weighed 5.3 ounces before adding water. We added roughly 13 ounces of water to it. So this is a ton of food. It's very evident that there are some tomato chunks in there. We tried one of those freeze-dried earlier, which was very nice, so I expect those to be even better rehydrated. The meat is little crumbles of ground meat that is all throughout the sauce. Seems to be a lot of meat in this. The noodles look like they've softened up nicely. They are little wavy, lasagna-like noodles. And then, of course, everything is suspended in a thick, tomato-based sauce. When the water first hit it, I could see some stringy cheese where it was melting. Can't really get a visual on that anymore now that everything is sort of mixed together and evenly rehydrated. But there is some cheese in this. And man, does this stuff smell awesome. It has my mouth literally watering. Let's get a big spoonful here to start us out and give it a taste. Oh yeah, it tastes so fresh. Each of the individual components I can pick up on by themselves. The meat is distinctly savory with a little bit of a chew to it, bursting with a beefy flavor. The tomatoes are sweet and delicious. The pasta gives you a little bit of texture variation, a little bit of sponginess, and it doesn't have any of that weird retort pouch tomato sauce flavor because this was not stored in a retort pouch. The sauce has little bits of crunchy onion in it. This is so extremely good. My mind is blown at this moment. We're just looking at it, you wouldn't say, hey, that's lasagna, but this literally tastes like a decent quality homemade lasagna. It's how distinct all the individual components are that's the biggest surprise for me. With each bite, you can say, hey, that's meat, that's onion, that's tomato, that's pasta. Wow, this tomato sauce tastes fantastic. It has a bit of savory sharpness from the cheese, and I'm just loving the textures. It doesn't need any salt. A little sprinkle of red pepper flake would be a bonus, but it's not needed. I could turn the camera off right now and just sit here and enjoy the rest of this meal. That's how good it is. You can see one of those little crunchy onion bits right there really bring a lot to the mix. Man, it is a shame that this is not a menu in MCWs these days. Maybe the best Mountain House I've ever had, quite possibly. And the most unbelievable thing about that is that this ration is closer to being 30 years old than it is being new. I suppose I should try a little bit on a cracker. There's a good look at a little green flake of Italian herb, either parsley or basil, most likely basil. Let's see if the crunch does anything to change it. It's good mixed like that, but not needed. I think I'll save my cracker for my peanut butter. Finally, let's take a look at this bran flakes bar. This is one of the more rare items to come across in US rations. They're only found in LRPs from this era. To my knowledge, it's a very soft break. Appears to be quite crumbly. Let's see how that tastes. The flavor is very light. It's slightly sweet. I love that little branny, sort of crispy crunch that it has. This is thirst-provoking. It tastes similar to Raisin Bran cereal without the raisins and without the milk. It's nothing mind-blowing, but a super unique item and very tasty. I could eat the heck out of these. It's slightly moreish, even though it doesn't have that much going on in the flavor department. I just keep going back for bite after bite, and it has a very pleasing texture. We're gonna go with the suggestion on the pouch to crumble some of this up, and it is crumbling very easily. It's a little under half a bar, maybe a little over a third of a bar. I know I'm gonna want this a little bit sweeter, so we will use some of our sugar. And to give it a little milkiness, we'll put some of our non-dairy creamer on this as well. And we're gonna hit that with a little splash of water. I suppose you could use hot or cold. I'm gonna use cold for this. And what we've essentially done is made our own little ration bran flake breakfast cereal along with makeshift milk. I'm gonna go in for a spoon of that. Sort of resembles a milky porridge. Creamy, sweet, cool from the cold water. It's not thirst-provoking anymore because it's saturated with moisture at this point. That is amazing. Outstanding. So glad I decided to do that. That is certainly the best way to have one of these bran flake bars. I almost wish I would have used this method on the whole bar. If you wanted to add a little something extra to that, you could have put peanut butter in it, but it is so good in just this pure form with the non-dairy creamer and sugar that I don't think it needs it. Man, that was good. Well, that about does it for the review. One of the best US rations I can recall having in a long time. The only thing that I would put on this pedestal at the moment is current Mill Cold Weathers. I have a review of a super fresh Mill Cold Weather that I will post above me right here if you want to check that out. But that was Food Packet Long Range Patrol Menu number 5, Lasagna with Meat from 1998. And now I see why these 1998 LRPs are considered one of the best American rations ever produced. I kind of want to pick up a whole case of these for myself now. I want to say another big thank you to CT, Canadian Trucker, for sending this ration to me for review. I truly appreciate it, brother. You provided me with a fantastic meal. Hopefully you enjoyed the video. If you have not yet checked out CT's channel, don't forget it's linked down in the description of this video. He's come a long way with his reviewing style, and he's certainly a must-see channel for me. If you do check him out, let him know Readiness Rations sent you over there. Don't forget to give this video a thumbs up if you enjoyed it. If you know someone else that might enjoy this video, don't forget to share it, because that helps the channel grow better than anything else. And subscribe to the channel to catch all my future videos. Thanks again for watching, and I will catch you in the next video. See you then. Peace.